Commissioners of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and senior staff of the IEBC Secretariat are holding a 3-day workshop in Naivasha ahead of the rerun of the presidential election. The staff from the electoral body will start their workshop at Naivasha Hotel today in the wake of a major fallout between the chairman and the CEO. Top on the agenda is finding ways and means of reconciling the already divided body ahead of the next month's repeat presidential election. And welcome back to News Center. Thank you very much for staying with us. We'll continue with our coverage, and I can see quite a number of tweets in regards to our conversation here in studio, and that reporting by Sophia Wanuna. Thank you very much for them. Keep them coming. Tell me what you think about our discussion, and especially IEBC's workshop that is beginning today until tomorrow evening. All right, so before we get back to our conversation, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati has denied holding night meetings with NASA leaders. Now, in a tweet, he dismissed the allegations made by Deputy President William Ruto as baseless and reckless. Ruto was speaking last night on Citizen TV. Let's just listen to what he had to say about that.
We have no problem with Chebukati doing whatever he wants to do, but it has to be done within the provisions of the law, that he must agree and make decisions as a commission, right? And for your information, we have serious problems with this memo. This memo, to the best of our knowledge, mirrors what our competitors have been talking about. And that is why I'm saying there are night meetings. I do not want to discuss here.
But why would you say?
But you don't want to discuss here. There have been night meetings between Chebukati and our competitors.
And you can prove that?
There are night meetings between. And if what I am saying is not true, Chebukati should come out and say so, because that's what it is. This memo that was written by Chebukati, when he was put on the carpet by the commission, he was wishy-washy. Where this memo came from. And so that is our concern.
Are you saying Chebukati is working with your opponents? Is that what you're saying?
From the look of things. If this memo is anything to go by, that is what it is.
Deputy President William Ruto yesterday speaking on Citizen TV, alleging that Wafula Chebukati has been having night meetings with the NASA's chiefs. And of course, he came out in a tweet and said that those allegations are baseless and, I quote, reckless. Let me hear the reaction of Babu Namwamba in regards to this. Now, earlier here on the show, you mentioned that NASA is singling out Ezra Chiloba and accusing him of everything that went wrong with this election. But here is Deputy President William Ruto also singling out Wafula Chebukati and saying that, you know, he's doing all manner of things left, right, center.
Yes, and I can only say that as the head of this institution, Chebukati has set up his institution to be fodder for politicians. Easy fodder for politicians, because by, you know, he just opened a Pandora's box by attempting to throw his own officers under the bus. Chebukati should actually elevate the IEBC from all this political drama. Because the moment he continues on this tangent, first of all, he is losing the critical ingredient of unity of purpose, common purpose amongst the commissioners. Because now he releases a memo which we learn is not a product of the consensus of the commissioners. Because remember, decisions of IEBC are not individual personal decisions. They are institutional collective decisions of the commissioners.
But he is the chair.
He is the chair, but the chair... Betty, I have chaired things. I have chaired committees of parliament. And as a chair, you have the responsibility to convey resolutions of the body that you chair. You do not convey your own sentiments. Your own sentiments, your own opinions are not opinions of the institution.
But the commissioners who've come out to support him.
But the majority have disagreed with him, which actually means that he's not reflecting his sentiments, his posturing does not reflect the majority of the commissioners. Because if you have 7 commissioners, 5 out of the 7 are disagreeing with you.
It's actually because 2 of them went ahead and said they support Wafula Chebukati.
Really, even the mere fact, Betty, that you have these positions and different stakes or disagreements on this matter in itself reflects very badly on the leadership of Chebukati. My advice to this brother from the land of Mlembe, is that, I mean, our people from Western Kenya, we pride ourselves to be peacemakers. Even our greeting, Mlembe, when we greet you, Mlembe, it actually means peace be upon you. Chebukati, for once, maybe just retreat back to the soul of your fathers and your forefathers and bring peace to this commission. Bring peace, bring order, bring sanity, and start leading this commission above the political fray so that you can insulate the institution from the political barbs from the two rivals. Because as a referee, really you've got no business causing up with any player. All right. Do you think that Wafula Chebukati has been indulging in some politics? I mean, isn't he doing his job to bring the commission to order? Remember also, Mr. Namwamba, that, last week when Chebukati came out and said that, this is the new team that will be overseeing this fresh election. He was also attacked for it. But isn't he just doing what he's supposed to be doing as the chair? Exactly. Chebukati is actually doing his work. The deputy president there, I think, and Jubilee by extension, they are getting a scapegoat in Chebukati. They are diverting the Kenyans from the real issues. The person in question here was Ezra Chiloba. And remember, prior to the last 8th August election, Chebukati was crystal clear in his statement. He said that any resultant fraudulent exercise occasioned by officers of the IEBC, the responsibility will lie squarely on each and every officer. And he was very clear on that. And now, in this case, the Supreme Court has found a fault in an exercise that was overseen by the CEO. And that's where the responsibility in this case lies squarely on the CEO, as per the Chebukati statement prior to the election. Right. Now, right now, what this memos that has become a ulabalu all over town, it is actually an internal memo. It is not supposed, in fact, it's a leaked memo. We are just discussing on something that's supposed to be internal. And Chebukati is just asking questions. We've been put on record having fraudulently overseen this exercise. Yeah. And the points that the Supreme Court has pointed out these are the points I want to know from this commissioner. I want to know from this commissioner, this particular logistical department, this particular ICT department. He's actually doing his work. He's actually asking the question from the... He's not even complaining to the public. He's actually asking an internal memo to the respective department. Can I get these answers? So it is upon the commissioners to give the answers to the Chebukati, because he's the chairman. He just wants the answers so that he can actually tell Kenyans, this is what has happened, and this is how we are going to correct it. All right. Gentlemen, I'd like us to finish up on the IEBC discussion, and just want to hear from you, Babu Namwamba. What will you be expecting out of this workshop with IEBC? Sophia Onuna has laid out, maybe the framework about what they should be discussing. Hopefully, they will be reconciling. Maybe that's not something what we were expecting from IEBC at this time. But what really do you think should be, should happen after tomorrow evening? I want to see only one thing, Betty. I want to see Chebukati lead out a united team, a team that can start rebuilding public confidence in this very significant public institution. An institution that has a date with destiny in 35 days, a very, very short 35 days, which for me is a responsibility that is so momentous that right now IEBC should be focused on only one thing only, to conduct this election so well that there'll be absolutely no chance for any mamas. I have no doubt in my mind, Betty, that the will of the Kenyan people is very clear, and the will of the Kenyan people should really not be sabotaged, either through faulty transmission or some officer failing to merely stamp a ballot paper. I know that it's easy to determine the will of the people by just doing the right thing. And so I want Chebukati to walk out of that meeting and assure the nation that the commission is ready for the task ahead. I am not very happy that I voted for Uhuru Kenyatta, and I know that Uhuru Kenyatta won the election, and we get embroiled in this whole mess, delaying execution of his responsibilities as president of Kenya. We want to move very swiftly to October 17th so that we can reconfirm the election of Uhuru Kenyatta as President of the Republic of Kenya.
All right. Caleb Hamisi, what is your take? What should IEBC do? What must they do before they leave Naivasha?
Yeah, the IEBC, as my brother has put it clearly, the whole focus right now, actually is not even the whole country, it's actually the whole world. A historical judgment has been made, and the whole world is watching what will be the aftermath of all this judgment. Chebukati needs just to follow the provisions of the law as regard to conduct of an election. Remember, if NASA is going to win this election, we are pretty sure we are going to win. Now Jubilee will go to court again. He will complain. This election was not done in accordance with the law. They have started complaining. You can see deputy complaining there already, even prior to the to the election.
But you're saying the same thing from your end.
Same thing. Yeah.
The masters
we're saying the same thing from your end, and we're coming to that.
Jubilee will go to court. NASA has not won. It is in accordance with the law. And it will be repeated. The same thing. We'll go back to the ballot. And remember, the business community is crying. I talked to a few members from the member of Chamber of Commerce. They're saying business completely in turmoil. People are complaining. The country needs to move on. And all the responsibility, all the eyes are on IEBC. So I think Chebukati must make history in this country. He must just follow the law, do the right thing, put his house in order, be the chairman, and give us a credible election. All we want is a credible election. If we win, we'll say, okay, let's move on. We won, and it was a free election. If Jubilee wins, fine. We need to move on as a country.
All right. So you're saying that if NASA doesn't ultimately win this, that you're okay with that, and you'll move forward when we will not bring another election
is already winning. Actually, we won. We won the election. It was stolen. They did something in the computer.
Well, we'll get to see
but
that
I know the computer.
in 35
days.
The computer has got virus, so they're no longer going to generate more leaders. And we Kenyans are going to be their leaders.
Computers generated leaders. Then my brother Caleb is also a computer-generated leader.
Yes. You are still elected in this election.
Because you see, Betty, let us be honest with ourselves. Jubilee won all the 6 elections. MCS, members of parliament, governors, senators, the whole gambit was swept by Uhuru. And honestly, if you're saying that this whole process was contaminated, and what I know from where I sit is that computers don't vote. I remember in 2000 when we had the contest between Al Gore and George Bush.
Right.
They did not go into computers. They did not go into servers. They simply summoned the ballots. Let us look at the ballots. Who voted for who? And I want to challenge NASA. If indeed NASA believed that they won this election, why don't we have a contest? Let us go to Kasarani and open all the ballot boxes from across Kenya, because that will shame them. The truth is that almost 55% of Kenyans elected Uhuru Kenyatta as president. And, just to confirm, Betty, that Uhuru indeed won this election, Uhuru Kenyatta gained everywhere. Take my Budalangi backyard. In 2013, Uhuru walked away with 400 votes. In 2017, he has almost 11,000.
But that election was nullified. So really, we cannot...
The nullification, the nullification is on the basis of the wrong premise. I would have been content to say that you have opened all the ballot boxes in Budalangi, or you have opened all the ballot boxes in Saboti, and you have confirmed that indeed what is in those ballot boxes does not tally with what was announced. Then I would be content. But really to talk about servers, to talk about viruses and algorithm and Pythagoras theories, really for me. But the good thing, Betty, and what makes me happy, is that we have a date with destiny in 35 days. And that's why I'm telling Chebukati, please stop these mind games. Be a leader. Chebukati, rise and lead.
Isn't that what he's been doing with everything?
No, he's engaging in side shows. He's being sucked into political duels of the combatants. I want to see a situation where Chebukati can rise above the fray of the Jubilee and the NASA snippets and just be the leader of IEBC that can inspire confidence in both the contestants and the public.
Let me hear Amis's comment on that.
Betty, I'm perplexed by the hypocrisy of Jubilee people, because the other day they were in the street jumping and saying that they'll defend IBC. If NASA defends the judiciary, the Jubilee will defend IBC. I'm shocked that attorney on the other side, on the same people they pronounced loudly that they're going to defend them.
Better must clarify that. I must clarify that.
Let him just finish his point.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish.
Let him respond to that.
Yeah, I never interrupted you.
I mean, just 1 second.
Because you sit here,
you know, you have to let me finish the statement
just
first.
1 second.
I have not. By the way, I believe in the rule of law, and I respect constitution institutions. I respect IEBC supremely, and that is why any decision rendered by IEBC, I respect. Any decision rendered by the court, I respect. What I have issues here with is not with the institution IEBC. I have issues with the conduct of the head of this institution.
But he
is
IEBC.
exposing. No. He's just an individual in the institution. Isaac Hassan left. He didn't live with IEBC. If Chebukati were to leave today, he'll not live with IEBC.
Right.
IEBC is an institution. My issue, my brother Caleb, has nothing to do with my respect for IEBC. My issue is that the manner in which the chairman is conducting the affairs of the commission is exposing the commission to public ridicule. And it is damaging the public confidence that we all have in the IEBC.
All right, I mean, please finish.
It's still hypocritical. You know, even us, when we were defending the judiciary, we were not defending Maraga. We were defending the whole judiciary.
So you attacked the
judiciary.
Yes,
so it is not.
You attacked the judiciary all over.
Even 2013, when it ruled in the favor of Jubilee, and my brother was on this other side at that time. So my point was, Jubilee must also learn to be honest to Kenyans. They call a spade, and you don't just argue for the sake of arguing. IBC, we have IBC is not. It is made up of individuals. So we are talking of IBC as per individual. We must name them. We must say this is Chiloba, this is your responsibility. This is Chebukati, this is your responsibility. And it is very clear in the Constitution who does what where. So you must bear your responsibility as a person. You don't hide behind IBC. Even if it's a clerk, even if it's a presiding officer, you must bear his responsibility as a presiding officer. So I want to let Chebukati be very clear and tell all the officers of IBC, I'm the chairman, but I'll not bear the responsibility of the mistakes done on the ground. Every person must bear his own responsibility. Whether it is Chiloba, is the presiding officer down there in Budalangi, he must bear his responsibility. And remember, the brother is saying the chairman, the NASA, the Jubilee got some more electoral seats, more than the NASA. You know, NASA is made up, is a conglomerate of many parties. We had Ford Kenya, we had ODM, we had ANC, almost 5. I remember all of them were filling candidates. In my constituency, for example, we had a Ford Kenya candidate who got almost 10,000 votes. We had an ODM, which is me now. I won with more than 20,000 votes. We had, if you put all those votes together, and remember, every candidate, when every candidate was bringing the votes to it was one presidential candidate. And the Jubilee were only having one candidate. So if you put all these candidates of NASA, for dividing all our votes across all the electoral areas, we will find that we could have won so many seats across. But Jubilee had the advantage of presenting only one candidate among the 5 of NASA. So we had the advantage of actually, you can look at that scenario. Every candidate was bringing votes to one candidate, presidential candidate. All right. And that's where we have all our calculations, depending on all the performance of our respective candidates. We won this election. It is very clear, and we are also going to win again.
But also true to what Babu Namamba said earlier, that we have people who are elected on a Jubilee ticket in places where, like, take a look at Kisii and Nyamira counties. You have
exactly what I'm saying. It was due to our various parties fielding candidates. Even in Kakamega, we had ANC candidate. We had the Ford Kenya candidates. They're all going for their own. So it's not political because our aim was to give everybody a platform to exercise.
All right.
Yes, but everybody, all Kenyans have must be given a platform to show their leadership skills. So we gave opportunities to everybody.
All right.
But them, they are very selfish.
That's not true either, because Betty, the truth is that in many other places,
very briefly before you continue,
you also had candidates running against each other. Take the example of Kirinyaga, where you had Waiguru as the Jubilee candidate, and you had Martha Karua running on a Kenya ticket. You even come to my own constituency, where I was running on the Labour Party ticket, but supporting Uhuru, but Jubilee still had a candidate. So it's not true. It's actually not true that Jubilee did not have multiple candidates. There were multiple candidates all over the place. Even here in Nairobi, you had Sonko, who was running for governor, and then you also had Peter Kenneth, who was running for governor, supporting the president, independent, but still supporting the president. So that multiplicity of candidates cannot be a factor to wish away the fact that Jubilee swept all the 6 elections across the board.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll continue. I just want to bring our viewers up to speed with some developing stories, one of which is we understand the NASA chairman in the North Rift region, David Songok, is addressing the press currently, and hopefully we'll be getting the pictures to you to outline the NASA strategy of winning votes in the vote-rich region. He will also talk on matters to do with the IEBC and allegations that NASA has actually been meeting Chebukati. Actually, we have that press. Let's just listen to it, and then we come back and continue the discussion.
Unitext too.
All right, so any moment now that press briefing will be starting. Like I mentioned, it has been called on by the NASA chairman in the Rift region, David Songok, who is going to be speaking to the press, just outlining their strategy on how NASA will be winning votes in the vote-rich region. Let's just listen to that.
Ni nchi ya watu yote Kenya hii. Vile Jubilee wanasema ni zone yao, hiyo ni uongo mtupu. Kama vile tunaona serikali ya Jubilee wanataka kulasimisha mambo mengi sana katika serikali hii yetu ya Kenya. Ile kitu naomba Jubilee, tunataka amani. Hatutaki mambo ya vita na hatutaki kulasimisha mambo. Kama vile president nakasirika, anaenda mpaka nakasirika, hatujui kwa nini nakasirikia koti yetu ya Kenya, na vile kotini ilirule kulingana na vile makosa ilitokea IEBC. Kama tukirudi nyuma kidogo 2013, hawa wenyewe waliwekwa kuingia serikali juu ya kotini. Wakati wakafurahia hii miaka 4 mzuri sana. Leo wakajaribu kuiba, ndio warudi tena kuingia serikali. Kama wajaiba, wakisema wajaiba hii kura, mbona sava sahi kufanya kazi vile natakana? Raia walipiga kura mzuri, hakuna kesi mambo ya polling station na all stations ilikuwa sawa. Lakini mali iko shida ni mali Chiloba, headquarter ya IEBC ndio ilikuwa na shida. Because hao walianza kuingilia mambo ya result vile inaenda. Na ajabu ni moja, iko mtu mmoja anaitwa Chirchir. Chirchir alikuwa agent ya presidential ya Jubilee. Tunashangaa vile Chiloba alikubalia yeye aingie server ya IEBC. Hiyo ni kitu ya uchungu na ya ukora ya hali ya juu kwa serikali ya Jubilee. Kama Jubilee walikuwa wanajua watashinda, mbona walijaribu kuiba hii kura? Wangewacha kura isabuliwe na washinde kama wangeshinda. Lakini wanajua hawawezi kushinda, ndio wanajaribu namna gani. Hata saa hii vile wanaongea, naonekana wako na deal tena, bado wako na deal. Ile kitu tunasema hatutaki Chiloba na grupu yake hatutaki. Hata Chebukati si mtu mzuri sana. Kuona Chebukati naonekana naye aliingilia mambo kidogo. Hata kama aliingia juzi kwa hiyo mambo ya IEBC, yeye mwenyewe angekuwa amejua ni nini na nini naingilia, na nini nafanyika. Chiloba aliweza kumanage kwa nini, na yeye ndiye chairman ya IEBC. Nataka tuseme hivi, serikali ya Jubilee wachunge sana. Hii Kenya ni ya watu wa Kenya wote, na hakuna kudharau mwingine kusema ati yeye ni nani. Hii Kenya kila mtu lazima atawale, si lazima iwe Mkalenjin au iwe Mkikuyu peke yao ndio watawala Kenya hii. Kabila yote lazima watawale nchi hii yetu ya Kenya. Hata Turkana hata ile watu inaitwa James ya huko, hata Kani, kila mtu Kenya hii lazima watawale. Lakini Jubilee wamechukua jukumu ya kusema hawa wenyewe Kalenjin na Wakikuyu ndio watatawala. Na sasa kama sasa hivi wameanza kutisha watu na kusema ati tutapiga kura kulingana na zone zao, wanasema ati Jubilee watapiga kura pekee, kama hapa Wasingishu wenyewe watapiga Jubilee. Nataka niwakataze na waambie hata nchi zingine, area zingine, tuko na Western, tuko na Nyanza, naye wakikataa wakatazi wengine waseme mtapiga kura, itakuwa namna gani? Waseme watapiga kura ya Raila peke yake kama Nyanza, hapa waseme wanapiga ya Ruto peke. Hiyo ndio kuleta ukabila ya hali ya juu sana na kutenganisha Wakenya. Wakenya ni kitu moja na tunataka tukae kwa amani na tupendane kama Wakenya. Nafikiri ni hivi, maoni yangu, kama ingewezekana, hii mambo ya kusema zone hii ni ya fulani, zone hii ni ya fulani, hiyo kitu nataka ipotezwe Kenya hii. Hii kama mambo ya counties imetuletea ukabila sana. Sisi Kalenjin hatukuwa na ukabila, lakini naonekana ukabila imeingia sisi, mpaka imeingia misisi, mpaka mtoto mdogo ameanza kujua yeye ni nani. Na same na Wakikuyu, na same na Bali yote. Hii watu wengine wote wanaweza chagua mtu yote wenye wanataka. For example, juzi tumejaribu kwa Kalenjin, wamejaribu wakachagua Muhindi Mishra. Wajaluo walianza kuchagua Wahindi na kabila zingine zote because hawana haja na kujua we ni nani, pora umeuwa na sera safi. Lakini sisi tunachagua kitu yoyote, pora ni chama yenye Ruto iko. Hata wakienda nomination wachague mtu yote yenye hata hawezi kusaidia, lakini bado atachaguliwa because watu yetu wamewekwa kisingiti, kichwa imewekwa mpaka kichwa, wengi wameharibika kichwa juu ya kufuata Ruto. Ruto sijui ni nini, Wakalenjin wamefuatia yeye sana, lakini Ruto atapeleka sisi mpaka kwa shimo ndani, one time one day. Nafikiri ni hivi, tunaelekea hii ya tarehe 18, ngawa hatujakubali tarehe 17 mwezi wa 10, hatujakubali, lakini in case tukubali na tutashinda, chama cha NASA, chama cha ODM itashinda hii kiti because kabila mbili hawezi shinda Kenya hii. Hata kama wanasema wako na numbers, na shindwa numbers yao iko wapi? Kama Rift Valley imegawanyika mara ngapi? Wanasema wako na numbers. We have other counties, other constituencies, other areas like Nyanza, Western, wako na kura mingi sana. Juzi walijaribu wakiba 44 na 54. Leo nafikiria 44 na 54 haitawezekana. Hata iwe liwalo, tutachunga kura kwa station mpaka tuhakikishe kura ngapi imepigwa hapo, na tutapeba hiyo mafomu yenye natakana, tutapeba manually. Hatutaki mambo ya sava ya kusema tunasukuma huko vitu ya uongo mtupu. Ndio Joluba anapatikana, labda tukitoa Joluba mwingine atapatikana huko. Sisi nataka tukue station na tufuate hiyo mafomu mpaka tupebe, hata kama tutabeba na baiskeli. Na Chebukati kama yeye ndio takuwa na yeye ni returning officer yetu kama chairman IEBC, asijaribu kutangaza matokeo kama makaratasi yote ya form 34A.
All right, so that is David Songok, who's the NASA chairman in the North Rift, basically just outlining what NASA's strategy this time round will be in regards to guarding the votes. They say they will be on hand at the polling stations just to ensure that they guard the votes that will be made for NASA. Also, he's mentioned that they are confident that this time round they will actually win the presidential election that is just 35 days away. All right, let me just get the reaction of my guests here in studio. And I'd like to start with you, Ababu Namwamba. You know, he's been outlining the strategy that this time they have, this time around, that this time they will be guarding the votes straight from the polling station. And he also says that they're very confident that this time around they will win.
I don't know whether my friend Songog is a good friend of mine. I wonder whether he's telling her they did not, in fact, guard their votes on August 8th. Because that then just tells you are dealing with a system that is not even prepared to manage the affairs of this country. Because if you cannot manage the affairs of seeking power, how are you going to handle power when it is eventually in your lap? Be it as it may, Betty, I'm very confident. I'm very confident that Uhuru is going to be reconfirmed, because I have no doubt that President Uhuru won this election very, very clearly. And you just look at the country, the map. You look at the map and you can see that President Uhuru managed to breach previously impregnable defenses of NASA. The kind of votes Uhuru got in Kisii land, for instance, in Western Kenya, in northern Kenya. Take a whole county like Marsabit. Marsabit was a 108 degrees shift from it swung from NASA completely to Uhuru, and you can see that playing out across the board. So I just don't see how NASA can win this election. But it's good that we go to this repeat and conduct this repeat in a manner that will not leave any doubt in the minds of the people as exactly who won this election.
All right.
That is the only positive out of this.
Caleb Amisi, is there anything else, apart from what he's mentioned about guarding votes, is there anything else that NASA will be doing differently this time round?
Yeah, we have actually devised a strategy of winning. You know, they are saying they have invaded our backyard, which is quite untrue. They are mesmerized by the statistics. We call them statistics. That,
which statistics are these?
The statistics that they generated by computer. So they are basing on those statistics to say that they invaded NASA strongholds. But that is not true. It's far from the truth. Right now, the climate of change in this country is unimaginable. There is this fallacy that has been created. It's because of a tribal alignment that is bringing these numbers, that because of the tribal nature of our politics. So you are getting this tribe plus this tribe, now they are giving these numbers. I think tribal politics is everywhere in this country, everywhere in this world. Even when Obama was vying, yes, he was a black, but still the whites were saying, this is not our person. So it is everywhere.
But he still won.
He won because his message was packaged well. And that's why I say, even in this country, even a Turkana can be a president. But you just need to package your message. And at the right time, the whole country will vote for you. But if you cannot use that as an excuse every now and then that they are politics tribal, it is tribal and it will never change. That's how it will be for years to come. I think what NASA has realized, we left this exercise thinking the IBC are going to do a good work. So we never it's like a house. You know, my house is safe. Nobody will come in, will break in. So, but now we've noticed there are thieves around us.
So you're saying that you did not guard your votes back in August 8th?
So we of course, the mistake, we left our doors open, our windows open,
what does
thinking
that mean
the environment is clean. But the Jubilee guys are bent to making sure that they get this election by whichever means possible. And this time around, they're not going to have the easy way out. We have strategies on agents. We have the volunteers, agents who have actually come up, not the paid agents. Volunteer agents have actually come up and they're ready to actually guide, because we realize our votes are stolen right from the polling station.
You know, Betty, listening to Caleb really just makes me want to hold my head and say, honestly, are they the same guys who told us they had strategies like adopt a polling station? They count, we count. They transmit, we transmit. They tally, we tally. They announce, we announce. You know, these was stuff coming out of the NASA leadership in the build-up to the August 8th election. And that is why, you see, one of the things that, and I've been part of this enterprise. I know this enterprise perhaps a little bit more intimately than Caleb, because I've been quite inside this enterprise. This is an enterprise. Raila Odinga thrives on victimhood. and the mirror image, the mirage, creating impressions, and then crying wolf, becoming victim, so that then you can hope to sort of rally and foment some kind of public sympathy. NASA told us that after the 2013 experience, they had sealed all loopholes. They had come up with agents everywhere. They had assigned super marshals to protect every polling station. And what we expected, in fact, from that whole big talk and this kind of big hot air talk, I expected that as IEBC streamed their results, the moment NASA started becoming uncomfortable, one hoped that they would actually tell the country, wait a minute, we also have a system where we are receiving numbers from our own agents direct from the polling station. And these are our numbers vis-a-vis. They never did that. Even when they came to court, they never argued on the basis of figures. They never said, this is the number that Uhuru Kenyatta got 8.2 million shillings, 8.2 million votes, sorry. And these are the numbers Raila Odinga got from this system, which would be verifiable, quantifiable, and one that could be confirmed statistically or empirically. So this is hot air. And I'm telling you, as Team Uhuru, the team supporting the president, we are super prepared.
Super prepared.
We are super prepared. We are only going to tighten things. My own county, for instance, in Busia, I've just taken charge of Busia County. And this is a county which NASA considers to be a bedrock. I'm telling you, you're going to experience fireworks. And in many other places, I've had my brother Salim Mvuria in Kwale, moving in that same direction. And this is going to be replicated across all the 47 counties. And on 17th of October, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta will be reconfirmed as President of the Republic of Kenya. No doubt, absolutely.
All right, Caleb, your final thoughts.
I think I disagree with my brother again. I don't know why we are disagreeing every now and then.
I think it's only natural.
It's nice. It's actually good.
Because NASA gave the figures. NASA gave out the figures.
They gave the
it
figures
was very
for sure.
clear. We said how many we've got across the country. But remember, most of our talent centers were descended on. The Jubilee sent their boys to descend on our talent centers. They were vandalized. All our systems were vandalized. But we had several of them, some in the skies. Some were all over the country. And that's where our results were streamed, and we were able to give. It's only that the court did not ask us, maybe bring us all this, but we gave the results, and it is in the public domain. We announced actually the results from the NASA. So the system was there, the system is there, the system is working. We are only enhancing it for a better results.
The systems.
Yes, yeah, and my brother is threatening fireworks in his backyard. I don't know why the same fireworks was not experienced, and he was there during the election.
Caleb, we delivered. Just taking the example of Busia.
We have to wrap up.
Busia is one place where Uhuru performed disastrously in 2013, getting only just about 7,000 votes. We increased those votes to 35,000 on August 8th. And I can assure you that those numbers are going to increase considerably across the board, not just in Busia.
We'll also be there.
You'll
yes,
be there.
We will be. Tutakutana huko mundo kwa mundo.
Yes.
And we'll be here to follow up and see who is actually going to be taking the day. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I've been speaking to Ababu Namwamba, who is a lawyer and also the former Budalangi Member of Parliament and Labour Party leader. Oh yeah, it's still alive and kicking?
Yes, very much.
Okay, fine.
Don't
and
have
also,
a single member of parliament.
Where
will the fireworks come?
We have to wrap up. I'll leave you to take that outside the studio. But also I've been having
we have
Caleb,
elected leaders
Caleb
in various places.
who's a Saboti Member of Parliament. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very much.
All right.